Alright guys, it's time to check out the endgame of Dragonkin the Banished. So this is the town. There's all these different areas to go to. You can upgrade a bunch of stuff, crafting. There's a lot of stuff to go into the game, but I want to show you guys the dungeon purifications as it's the form of endgame that we have access to in the early access. Keep in mind, this is a game that's still being worked on, but I want to go ahead and show you guys this gameplay, give you guys my thoughts on it, and let's go ahead and hop in. Also show you guys like the different talents and things that you can get into, but I want to do gameplay first. So my character is not super OP by any means right now, but I will show you guys the gear and our build, and I'll show you guys some of the skills. So we have Whirlwind, this is our skill. We also have a pet dragon that sprays out fire, but we are mainly a spin to win build for this character. But I'll show you some of the abilities. We're also in this underwater level, so there's going to be a bunch of ice that we also can activate with our abilities, but the sounds in here are going to be different because, well, we are in the underwater area. There are certain elites here that I want to say are quite strong. So to give them honest feedback, some of the elites, specifically like Vengeful, are like so overtuned that I think that they need a massive nerf. So what we're doing right now is kind of like a greater rift in Diablo. So you see where it says 10% over on the bottom left. Once it goes all the way to 100, we will be fighting some boss. Also, the monsters are pretty interactive. So there are certain attacks that you definitely don't want to be tanking. Like this, we can just stay in the center ring, no problem. But we're mainly, like I said, it's a spin to win build. And they basically gave us characters. I've gotten a couple upgrades here and there, but for the most part, it's similar. We're activating this little ground slime ability. So what we're activating is called Wild Whirlwind. And we'll fill up the bar. We're already at 22%. Might be kind of like a 10-ish minute session over here. I'll show you guys what happens when we spawn the boss. As there's kind of a mini game, and the faster and better you are at doing it, the more rewards you're going to get out of these chests. Big slam attack. And I have an ability where I get more damage when I pop a potion, so even if I'm like full HP or near 4, I'm going to keep on popping it so I get this big boost. Oh, look at these explosions, man. It's great. Yeah, the Barbarian's a very strong class. Like, I was playing the Oracle, and I'll give you guys gameplay of all the classes at endgame too, but I want to focus this one on kind of showing you guys the content. This one's healer. Just stand inside the circles. Ooh. Ooh. Gotta be careful now. So some of the, like I said, the elites are like so strong. I think that they should look at this because I want to give them some feedback. Some of the elites here are like just so strong that I feel like I end up skipping them. So I have to keep on attacking them. You can see as far as like the time that's required, it does require some time. We may get some upgrades here too. Okay, let's go get this guy down. So like one thing that I want to give them for feedback is like when I hit the enemies, I kind of want them to react. So these are the items in here. You guys can see kind of this one gives us extra crit. It'll say what you win, like in terms of stats or what you were like losing out on, right? Like the blues, by the way, are uncommon. So this one gives us, we lose out on elite. Oh, we lose out on cost reduction. We also lose out on some HP, but we have extra armor and we also have barrier. So barrier goes over HP. So maybe that could be kind of an upgrade for some people. I'm actually kind of running out of inventory space. I have one legendary so far. It doesn't seem like it's that crazy though in terms of what it does. I don't know if they're going to add more stats to like legendaries in the future or what, because like I look at like a legendary as like a unique item and I expect it to do something special, right? But keep in mind this is early access, so maybe that's something that is you know, a work in progress, which is all good. But yeah, this is the underwater temple, and there are random like dungeons. And in this game, blues are uncommon. And then greens are actually the rares. I know in Diablo they do green for set items. We're at 64% right now. But you gotta be careful on like diving in. Sometimes, again, the elites just do too much damage right now. At least that's how I feel. And also, they are so tanky to the point where it might not be worth it in terms of time to actually do them, but maybe they have a higher drop rate, so it would be worth it in that aspect. Good jump. throw down this ring. And the monsters, I'm pretty sure, are themed around the location. So since we're all like underwater, we have all these underwater sea creatures. There's like monsters with like shells. So you can see this guy over here, the Dragon Scale Warrior. It's like kind of themed to it, like, you know, Atlantis or something like that. At 81%, so almost there. Let's keep it going. Try to find like a bigger group. And my basic attack will cleave. So ideally, we want to hit lots of targets with our basic attack so we can go up in our mana. You can see that we're also like building up this mechanic over here. Each class has their kind of their own mechanic. The Oracle's like gives a special ability on one of the skills that you activate, and I'll show you guys the skill system. It's really cool. Maybe in a future video, because honestly that takes a long time to explain all of the like ins and outs. But basically, think of it like you get these skills that have like attachments to them, and you can kind of rearrange them in certain ways to get benefits because you have like a grid system. And as far as I'm aware, maybe these unlock via the levels here. But yeah, we're almost there on the bounce. Boom, boom. Just melting content. Okay, so the portal opened up. We hit 100%. So we're going to go on in. And there's a mechanic on the boss. It's random on what you get. But we'll see what we actually spawned. You'll see that there's rewards that we're going to be gaining on the right side. So the better that we do, the more rewards that we get. Oh, we got frozen. So this one just looks like there's like some skulls that spin around. It's not too bad. The ice one is so incredibly deadly. Oh, we're going to pop our HP. I'm still frozen. Okay. So we got max rewards, and then there's going to be a boss that kind of comes out. We really need to not get hit by these like flying dragons. They do an incredible amount of damage. Oh man, gotta really watch out. Okay, we're waiting for the timer to finish because we've already collected max rewards. This one we honestly got kind of lucky. Like I said, the ice one in particular is like so nasty. Just for feedback, not as many ice AoEs. It's a little bit too intense. Alright, so now we have the boss that spawned in. The bosses aren't really that challenging. Honestly, the rare monsters that we get in maps are more challenging. Okay, so see how we have three, like the three things in the purple, as far as the little bar that built up? So since we hit 3 of those, we get to get 3 rewards, 3 chests over here. Hopefully we get some cool item here. So I'm not going to run this. Let's go ahead and just get rid of the items at the top, so this way you guys can see all the new items. But you more likely would just sell the items because then you can start crafting. We'd actually craft a ring too. I'll show you guys that. Alright, so we're opening up first chest number 1. Again, greens are better than blues, but we can get these fragments as well. Okay, so nothing there. Let's see the last one. Alright, well, we can get these hex fragments. But now that we are done, we can go back. There's a little portal here. It's going to take a little duration. But I don't know if we got any upgrades. It takes a long time to go back because you're TPing back, I guess, and then I want you to like just rush back. But I'll show you guys some of the other areas in the game. We can actually do a little bit of crafting here because we have some materials too. All right, so over here is where we can go to the jeweler and we can craft something. So I don't know if we have like materials required for this rarity. We can't make a rare ring, but we could make a common ring. So you can see over here, we're gonna throw in these different like forms of materials here. And you know, I don't really know too much about crafting, to be honest. It just shows over here that we have, well, we can choose what we want. We can get courage, intellect, resilience, agility. I'm just gonna select this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill in everything. Put in that, and craft, and boom, we got a ring. So we got an uncommon ring. It doesn't give us really insane stats or anything like that. But what those main stats kind of correlate to, and these aren't available right now. Keep in mind, it's early access, so some of these areas might not be fully completed. Then we also have this temple area over here. And what's really cool is you can walk to any of the areas, just they give you the ability to fast travel. There's also this like garrison over here. There is the group difficulty, so you guys can see everything. I'm trying to give you guys all the info on this game. But you can select maybe what you want to do. There is going to be multiplayer, but for now it's just single player. Also for the early access, I don't know if we have other players on right now. But as far as I'm aware of, it's just single player right now. You have all these different like pets. Our pets do affect gameplay too. It's not just like cosmetic. I'll explain that in a second. You can see we go to the tavern over here. There might be some stuff that gets added into the tavern. We also have the dark merchant, so we can sell all of our items here if we want to. Let's see if we have an upgrade here. This gives us, actually, this is an upgrade. So let's go ahead and swap that out. And you can see it does affect the character, the way it looks as well. This one, we get some extra crit. Okay, I'm good on this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sell, like let's see, it says we can sell our all of the stuff. So let's go sell everything, and boom, we sold everything. There is a buyback option as well. So that's cool. And then we can also sell all of these fragments. So what these fragments are, these are basically our skills in the game. So if I open up this, each one of these corresponds to a skill. Whatever is attached to it, like you can see, if I lift this up and I want to place this, I have to have the correct hexagons. And whatever's attached to it could mean that it gets whatever stat bonus. You can see that there are other ones over here. But honestly, I feel like I could reserve almost like a huge video for this itself. But there are all these other bonuses you can see indicated by like the lightning bolts as well. I already went over inventory, but basically think of this as the skill system. And then we have the attribute points, and when you get certain amount of attribute points allotted in, like we have courage right here. So courage, like some of these will affect the character. You can see if I remove this, I get less life drain and less max HP if I don't have points to do it. So basically it gives us these two stats. Now at certain intervals like 10, 25, 45, 70, or 100, we get to either do more damage to close. If I'm playing Whirlwind, I mean, I'd rather have this, right? And then we have 0 intellect. Now, do I need energy regen? I could do increased damage. Maybe this could be something good, right? We get to increase the barrier. So when you hit this certain threshold, you get to select kind of like a bonus perk. We have a lot of points into this one because we get more max HP on this one. And basically this is what one gives us more damage when we pop a potion. So we want extra potion CDR. And this game does have like, it has movement speed, attack speed, it has cooldown reduction, energy regen. Like it has the stuff that you'd expect in an action RPG. But I like this. I think this is a cool little system over here. And then we have our character stat sheet over here, defense, life, miscellaneous. And then we have these talent bonuses. So it says like every 10 seconds grants a random buff. So this is going to be activated once we get enough like ranks into this. And then we also have a wormling here, and the wormling is our little pet here. And some of these, you'll see that they have like enhanced, like it's called symbiosis. So you could basically have your pet kind of shoot out abilities too. Maybe it activates some sort of debuff. But one thing that I really like with the skill over here, was it this one? So on kill, a chance to make the target explode, dealing fire damage. So there is a lot of play with it, but again, I don't want to read everything because I feel like that might be kind of boring for like just the end game. I just want to give you guys kind of a brief rundown and an overview of the game. And I like that you can walk around over here. This portal doesn't do anything, but over here we have a city upgrade. So you get to upgrade the city as you progress. A lot of this stuff right now, if I click on it, it'll say like the content is not available in the demo. So there are going to be more things to obviously explore later, but there is the end game of Dragonkin on the Barbarian. I'll be also dropping some other gameplay of classes, but give you guys your guys' honest feedback and what do you guys think of the game. I don't work on the game. This is not a sponsored video. It's just I like action RPGs, but at least for me personally, one thing that I want to give them as feedback is like when you hit the enemies, they kind of need to react a little bit more to make the game feel like it's more immersive and the enemies matter, because it kind of feels like, well, with Whirlwind, I'm just going through, but like on some of the other abilities, when I'm hitting the enemies, they kind of just like, they take the damage, which is fine, which they should, but like they don't react to it, and it would make the game feel more punchy, like your abilities are affecting the enemies, so to speak, a little bit more, because it kind of feels like I'm going through them, if that makes any sense, when I'm attacking. They don't react to it. It doesn't feel punchy, and that's a really big issue when it comes down to action RPGs. The combat needs to feel good, but they got like concepts right here. I think this is fantastic. This is awesome right here, this little grid thing, and there's also a training ground, and I think this is awesome. Like having all of these things in any action RPG, it shows that the developers have played action RPGs, which is a very good thing, right? Lets you test out certain things, and it looks like there's enough content here for me to say that like I think the game is cool and I want to see more, obviously, but it's just the main thing that separates this game from like basically, let's be honest, the two top games in action RPG, there's really only Diablo and Path of Exile. Sure, there's tons of other ones, but I want more action RPGs to exist in the space, and I think that this game really lacks in that department, and if they can get that combat feel to be good, then I would say that this game, I mean, it's got so much going for it, man. It really does. It's really cool. They have the pets as well, especially if they had like a marketplace, like an in-game trade system, which honestly Diablo and PoE currently lack an in-game one. So if we have an in-game marketplace, this is actually very exciting. But anyways, that's Dragonkin, that's the end game, and kind of like the overworld of the game. But oh, also there's this little potion thing where you get to craft potions and you can choose what you want, like reduce cooldown and all that good stuff. Like, there's a lot to it. And like I said, the campaign was well, the first like 20-minute like intro of it. I have that gameplay. Check that out. It's, to me, I think it's more awesome than the endgame, but keep in mind there's going to be more forms of endgame content that's coming out. This one's okay, though. It's just something that's already existed, and I want to see more things in the action RPG genre to kind of make a name for itself and kind of separate itself, because it's very similar to a Greater Rift, which is fine, but if we get more in-game activities, and I want to see new things that bring the genre forward. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. You guys let me know yours down below. But if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe, let me know, guys, what you think of the game, and if you guys want to see anything in the game, let me know. I've basically been doing lots of pre-recorded content because the NDA lifts, well, by the time you're seeing this. Anyways, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.